Welcome to WGT Golf on Twitch. This is keviseeb, your host. Today we're actually going to be playing a competitor's course called the Golf Club, but we will be doing a comparison between the two as we go along. I've avoided the first screen. That's something that you can go check out on either one. But let's start with the basics. If you go to WGT.com, you'll notice that it is an online only. You can start off as an amateur and then progress up through the ranks. There's 7 ranks ending at Tour Legend. You're going to have some close to 1,000 rounds to get to the Tour Legend rank if you go through the process. You can play with the standard clubs all the way through if you wish, although you can purchase clubs as you go along, as well as different types of balls, because as you progress in WGT, the tees that you shoot from, like in real life, go back further and further, so you have to cover more yardage. Consequently, there are drivers and iron sets that offer you longer yardage clubs, as well as the availability to control backspin. On the golf club, you would go to Steam and join as a member or a guest. That gives you the ability to purchase games. In the case of the golf club, its current retail price is $34.99, but that would be your only purchase that you have to make. Once you do that, you download the game, which on an i7 processor computer that I have took almost an hour and a half. But once that's downloaded, you have the ability to play the game offline if you wish, which of course you can't do if you are playing WGT. That is an online only. So basically the way the game works is there's normally a flyover that occurs to show you the entire hole. You can click on the E button to see what that flyover looked like. And if you'll notice, we have about 250 yards to the turn. The typical shot for a driver on the golf club is around 260 to 280, depending on up or downhill. So as you can see, they're suggesting a 245-yard club. With the wind behind us, that may be a bit much, so I'm going to drop back one, which you can do with your Z and X keys. In this case, drop back to 225 yards. Now here's another major difference between WGT and the golf club. On WGT, there's a slider down at the center of the screen. You simply grab that slider, move it to the left. You can determine very closely what percentage you want to hit the shot, whether it's 80%, 150. And then when you let go, the slider moves back to the right. There's a center point that you have to click again. If you're early and you're a right-hander, the ball's going to hook a little bit to the left and lose a little distance. Conversely, if you're late on hitting that center point, then the ball will slice a little bit or go to the right, again, if you're a right-handed golfer. As you progress through the ranks, you can get clubs that are more forgiving and have more precision. Precision being length, forgiving being left and right. And again, as you progress through the ranks, you can purchase clubs for a very reasonable amount of money. You can buy a complete set of everything for about $34, which is what it would cost to purchase the Steam game originally. And that gives you precision and forgiveness side to side to allow you to increase the abilities of your clubs as you increase your playability on the course. So we're going to try this golf club one, and again, you have to pull the mouse back and then move it forward rapidly at whatever point of the swing you want to hit 100% or 80 or whatever. If you move the mouse left or right, the ball will hook or slice dramatically. So what I've done is mounted a ruler, wooden ruler, on my mouse pad and basically have the mouse held up against it to try and keep it as straight as possible. It is virtually uncontrollable unless you do something like that. So let's give it a shot here. Go back, forward. And that was a reasonably straight shot.
Should be in the fairway.
Thank you, Dick.
I'd say around 105 yards or so to the pin here.
Well, luckily, if you hadn't told me that, I would have no way to know. Don't particularly like Dick, by the way. And I'm not sure if that's his name, but that's how I think of him. Okay, 8 mile per hour wind, just like WGT, you have to keep the wind in effect. Now here's a major difference between the two, once again. On WGT, you can select the amount of backspin that you want to put on the ball. The higher the rank, the better the ball, the more backspin activity you can get. In the case of WGT, that allows you to precisely put your shot where you think it ought to be. In the case of the golf club, there is no such thing as backspin. You hit the ball and hope it stops. The more difficult the course, the faster the greens, the more tendency it is for the ball to roll. I consider that to be a major disadvantage to the golf club, to not have a realistic way to stop the ball when it gets to the green. All right, so we're going to hit it 100%. I think that should be okay.
All right, 14 feet to the hole.
And I haven't figured out how to shut Dick's mouth, but I think you can. I think you just turn down one of the volumes. But on the other hand, it's good to have someone to talk to and yell at when you do something stupid. All right, 14 feet, 2 inches downhill. Once again, the comparison between the two on the green, it is incredibly difficult to guess how hard to hit it, but over time I've learned about there.
That was nice.
Thank you, Dick.
Well, there's nothing like it. Starting your round under par. Okay, here we go.
Dick is a very enthusiastic fellow. So here's the flyover. You can choose to watch it or just click your mouse button and hit the E to see where you are. So again here, going from where the tee is, we'd want to be definitely to the left, which we are. A little bit of helpful wind here. Now hopefully this ball will go straight. I'm not sure why I didn't hit that time, but oh, I don't know where the hook came from.
Nice, should be in the fairway.
If we're lucky, it will be. Should be, huh,
Unlucky.
Dick?
I take back that last comment.
Yeah,
well, you could have worse lies. There are worse lies on the course than this. This one's in the first cut.
Yeah, well, thanks. All right, of course, obviously, you cannot use a wood out of the rough. There is no such thing as a hybrid on the golf club like there is on WGT. So you are limited to your longest iron, which in this case is 207 yards. So fortunately, it's a par 5. Back and whack 'em. I don't know where this hook is coming from, but it's better than a wild slice into the trees. All right, 93 yards, way uphill. And I think 120 is going to be difficult. Now, I'm going to attempt something here. This would be a partial shot. Obviously, 120 yards is too long. The 95 yards would have been too short. So we're going to try and do some percentage shot under 100. And the way you do that is you pull back on this club. There's all the way up. All right. So you can see that's all the way up. Now I hit 51%. I didn't really mean to hit it, but we're closer than we were. All right, let's just try and get on the damn green here.
This one's looking good. And this one to save par.
All right. All right, that's going to 8 feet, so that's about there.
Ooh. All right, nice little 2-foot putt. Almost had your par there, but don't worry too much about it. It's just a game. Next hole is coming up. Got a nice even par on your scorecard after that one and after the handicap adjustments.
I've learned when not to talk, so Dick can say what he wants to say. All right, 121 yards, up 31 feet. Obviously, a 120-yard club with a wind in your face is not it. So we'll go up to 132. Maybe that's too much. Maybe it's all right. We'll see. All right, hope for the straight shot.
Looks like this is a beauty.
Well, thank you, Dick.
And you're on the green with a whole lot of work to do for the next shot.
Now you'll notice it's very difficult to see the slope of the green. Have to look very closely. I think it's going left to right, but I'm not real sure. And 33 feet, that's a hit or miss shot here. I think the club has to come pretty far back. I don't believe it.
Whew. All right, 1 under is your adjusted score after that one. Fourth hole coming up. Take your best shot.
All right, on that last putt, that was probably a 1 in 100 shot, based on what I've seen so far. All right, little fly over here. No way to get in trouble on this hole. Not like there's any sand or water around it. And you always want to check the distances because they typically offer, when it's a downhill shot like this, the wrong club. But this looks okay considering there's an incoming wind. All right, hope we hit it straight. Ah!
Looks like you may be getting wet here.
Yeah.
A little bit woody on that shot.
All right, and like in any situation on golf, you want to try and get back to the fairway. So I'm going to try and get somewhere this side. Unlike WGT, it is sheer guesswork as to where you're hitting it and how you're hitting it. So hopefully that will stop on the fairway.
Okay, back on the fairway. This is a good thing. Okay, 180 yards from the pin here.
All right, with that wind, maybe this 181 will get far enough. Hopefully it will go straight. That was reasonably straight. Get on the green.
Nice. 9-footer here. I think you can do this.
Well, I appreciate your vote of confidence, Dick. All right, 9 feet, about that far back. Yes.
All right, and 1 under is your adjusted score after that one. And from the 5th hole tee off.
Well, this looks like an interesting hole. Again, no way to get into trouble. Yeah, it's always nice to have these easy holes. There's no water around them, no sand traps, level, not downhill or uphill, no wind, just perfect. You'll notice on the last shot or the last hole that Dick said adjusted score. When you start this game, you play 5 rounds to establish your handicap, and then regardless of what course you play on, that handicap will either improve or not improve depending on how well you did. All right, 190 yards. downhill with virtually no wind. This ball will certainly go over the green if I use the suggested club that they have. So let's drop down, and hopefully this one will be okay if it goes straight. And that's semi-straight. Oh, good. All right, we're going to use the suggested club here and try and hit it almost all the way.
All right, reload.
Good, that was perfect, right in the water. All right, let's try and reload a little less here.
That was a bit underwhelming, but you're out of the sand, so good stuff.
Yeah, well, screw you, Dick. The ability not to control the percentage of impact like you can on WGT is just mind-boggling. All right, 29 feet, 8 feet down. I don't really know how hard to hit it. I'll just go back that far. Hopefully it won't go too far past it.
5-footer here, nothing too bad.
And I don't know about you, but I sure didn't see that much break in it. Of course, it was hard to see any break at all. 5 feet, about there.
Nice putt, we're in the hole, good stuff. All right, your adjusted score is 2 over par after that one.
Yeah, 6 on a par 3 is what we all hope for.
Okay, hole number 6.
And we're going to stop the flyover and just take a peek at how far to hit it. We definitely do not want to go more than a couple hundred yards. And of course their suggested club is well beyond that. So we'll drop back. I'm going to be really safe here considering the wind. And that was probably the first straight
Looks
shot.
like you'll be in the short stuff here. Looking at around 155 yards out from here.
I think Dick might be Canadian. If there's anything wrong with that, because it's about 154 yards. All right, we're up 9 feet with the wind. Now, what's the worst that can happen? Go off the back of the green. Naturally, that was the first.
Could be in the rough here.
Shot. Yeah, it's going to be in the rough, not could be.
All right, let's get out of this rough and onto the green here. Sweet.
Well, that was sheer luck.
This one for the save.
It actually, percentage shot worked.
There we go. All right, your adjusted score is 2 over par after that one. 7th hole coming up.
Well, this looks pretty straightforward. Let's allow for a little bit of slice here.
That one didn't sound right.
Yeah, no kidding. What, no helpful comments here, Dick? Again, I've done nothing different shot to shot, and the ball will hook or slice at a whim. Now, I'm going to try and miss this tree, but probably won't. Pretty cool if it hits it, actually. Oh, look at that. And now we get to the wonderful club selection. Obviously 45 yards is too much. So if you hit the Z, which you would think would drop it down a little bit, yeah, it takes you to a putter. So you go back up again, then you hit the C button, scroll through all of these till you hit the 30-yard one, which hopefully will be right. Just for the wind a little bit. And there's some backspin.
To save par.
Have no idea where it came from, but sometimes it does that, sometimes it doesn't. All right, 6 feet, about there. And I miss it.
Oh, that was moderately disappointing. 3 feet to the hole here.
No sweat.
Solid stroke on that one. And after that one, your adjusted score is 3 over.
I don't know how much of a solid stroke that was. It barely fell in the right side of the cup there, Dick.
And we find ourselves on the 8th tee.
This looks like another dog leg that can't get into trouble on. Yeah. All right, let's hit the E button. So we could do a full swing here. Hopefully it goes straight. Oh,
It was a bit of a poor swing.
Yeah, no thanks.
Ooh, tree got in the way on that one.
Look at that, huh? Oh, we almost made it.
Let's just reload and try that again.
We almost made
this
it.
one's looking to be around 240 yards out.
I say we go for it. Look at this, huh? All right, now we have to go through this ridiculous cycle thing again. Chip, 30 yards.
Nine-footer here.
Well, we're closer than we were. About there, maybe? Or that might be too... Go, 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 go.
Nice putt. We're in there. All right, 4 over is the adjusted score after that hole. Well, just letting you know it's a bit windy out there, so keep that in mind as you go onto the tee.
Well, another hole you can't get into trouble on. Let's see how far it is. Oh, we should be able to hit a nice shot here. Oh,
Don't think you got
good.
all of that one.
Good God. Have no idea why I did that. All right, I have no idea how far that is. I'm guessing it's 75 yards, maybe. So we'll just drop back that, see if we can find some reference point here. Just go here, maybe. This is all sheer guesswork, because you cannot select where you want to hit the ball. Oh boy.
Okay, you're kind of in some deep stuff. This is the danger zone.
All right, let's see how far we would have to go. But if you'll notice, the distances given are not from where you are, they're from the tee. So that's 50 yards, that's 100, 150. So we might be all right doing this. We'll see with the 207. Maybe it'll get in the fairway.
That was a little less than solid contact.
And we're in the water. You have to admit, it is pretty cool sound effects. All right, so we're at roughly 325 yards. We want to go, say, 200 should be okay with this one. Oh, finally hit a reasonably straight shot. Uh-oh. I don't believe it.
Okay, you're about 140 yards out here.
Ordinarily, this would be embarrassing, but actually it's not. This is actually pretty normal.
Okay, you're on the green. That's about it.
Enough of your smart-ass attitude there, Dick. All right, 25 feet, maybe about that far, maybe. Stop. Don't you dare go off the green.
Oh, that was going to be fantastic. Super putt. Just didn't drop.
Yeah, it would have been an
There
8.
we go. Nice little easy one to finish off the round. And at the end of the day, your adjusted score is 7 over par. Well, thanks for the round. It was enjoyable.
I don't think so, Dick. At any rate, that is the golf club. So you can make up your own mind as far as whether you like that compared to WGT. My opinion is WGT is far more realistic. Over the long term, it might be a little more expensive, but on the other hand, you have more control over what you do and when you do it. And if you want to stay at a lower rank on WGT, you can for as long as you want, or you can advance as far as you want. You can spend as much as you want or nothing at all. That is certainly not the case with the golf club, other than the initial investment. But you can't ever improve the quality of the equipment you use. Therefore, you really don't have control over how well you're going to do on some of the harder or hardest courses. So in my opinion, WGT is a superior product. Again, it is limited to online play only, but on the other hand, you have the ability to play against other people, learn things as you go. I found people on WGT to be very helpful. At this point, I never met anyone on the golf club because I don't know how to get into their public rooms if they have such a thing. I have not been able to find it. What I have found is that the golf club has an amazing lack of information available on it, including how to play it initially. There is no tutorial. There are no practice rounds available. There's really nothing to help you learn the game before you go out and start hacking into the weeds. So that's my humble opinion. I hope you enjoyed the tour. On your way out, if you don't mind, click on the follow button. Appreciate that. So this is keviseeb on Twitch. Hope you enjoyed the comparison between WGT and the golf club on Steam. Well, I thank you, and we'll see you around the links.